trying to be a normal person and function as if my entire life has not completely changed. It's weird because it's like it changed, but it's also the same. I feel like I just like recently got to the next level of what I already was. Or just like re-solidified my reputation. Hey Sky, it's good to see you in the chat always. Literally, as I say that, crows cawing, I guess you say. Happy Valentine's Day. Dude, little tidbit about me. I'm like packing my entire life away. Life has been like super like crazy transitional. I have to go back home. And I wasn't expecting to have to like move backwards. So I'm trying not to feel like it's a failure, even though I kind of feel like it is. And then like TikTok was supposed to disappear and then it just like didn't. And I feel like people aren't even talking about the fact that like it just like nobody else psychologically impacted. I mean, maybe because my entire life was dependent on it, you know, like the entire way that I lived. So I literally just like counted down the days until it was over and I'd be like homeless or like unemployed, and then it just didn't go anywhere. But then it didn't go, and then like the day it came back around, I was like, I don't even, it's dead to me now. Like I don't, like I'm dead to me. Like the entire version of myself that I was doesn't exist anymore in myself. I've already like fully let go. So I'm like this empty vessel, basically. Trying to figure out what I should fill myself with instead, because doing this like literally hurts, you know. Like it feels yeah, I know this isn't like, you booked this reading like a while ago and I'm only just now getting into it, so I don't really know like what your circumstances might have changed or how they might be. So I'm trying to like come into it and just like see what's going on here. But this is like, this kind of work is super like emotional, so I can't help but kind of like bring myself, and I like to believe in the fact that I'm aligned with people for a reason, and you know, it's the possibility that you could be like not in a great place. And I don't want to only give like, you know, I don't want to assume that everybody's like doing awesome, and if you're not doing awesome and you're like me and you're not doing awesome, then like I want this to be a safe place for us to not be doing awesome. So I'm using the mystical medleys, and I kind of just want to open your energy and see what could be going on. Already we have temperance in reverse. And I feel like this because I woke up this morning and dog had like shitted in the cage, and the first thing I did after walking other dog was clean out other little dog's cage. And now it's like, I don't know, it's like, this is the imagery. Do you see how I'm like struggling right now? I don't even like, in my mind I'm like, oh my god, I'm failing. I'm like, I'm not doing it the way like I feel like I normally do. I don't know why I feel like I can't do it. Is it like because I actually really can't do it, or is it because it's like just my brain and I don't think I can do it? Or is someone like spiritually attacking me and making it so that I can't do what I normally do because they don't like what I do, and then I just saw a crowd? So it's like, I don't fucking know. like, I feel like I'm fucking handicapped. Like, I literally have burns on my hands. I feel like I just went through the fucking Salem witch trials. Like, that, the whole past year of my life has just been, like, extreme persecution. And I'm fucking exhausted. I don't have energy to do anything. I was literally, like... I've managed to survive for, like... so long without even having a job. I don't even know, like, how somebody who doesn't do what I do could have survived what I've been through. And then now I can't do it. So how do I live? Like, I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. I've just been, like, grieving all the time. Super emotional, because this is like a passion of mine that I've had since I was 14 years old. Like, I'm really proud of my mastery. So, having to, like, lose it or feel like I'm losing it or, like, I can't connect with myself or, like, this energy or this practice the way that I used to is just really hard for me to digest. Because I feel like without my Shadow Wizard money gang, I don't know who I am. But the world doesn't want it. The world doesn't want to see me be a Shadow Wizard. Fuck. It's hard. Okay. Just know, every single time I touch the cards, it hurts. And it wasn't like this before. Like, this is, like, recent months. Like, since like Thanksgiving-ish. Like, you can literally go back on my readings, and you won't see any of these burns. It's just... a goddamn shame. I think there's a lot of people who, like, pay a lot of attention to me. Like, because I'm cool as fuck. And that's, like, an objective truth. And I don't even try to be a person who brings in a lot of attention, but I do. And then there's the fact and truth of the fact that, like, not everybody who's paying attention likes what they see. And it's not that I think that that's bad. They're totally entitled to their opinion. But there's a lot of people having a lot of opinions about me all the time. Like, the pressure of that burden is, like, it's a lot. It's more than anybody really knows, especially for, like, me being someone as sensitive, like, energetically as I already am. And then, like, the predominant, like, demographic of those who do oppose me are also, like, my genetic generational enemies. So there's, like, some kind of, like, extra special, like, hatred that they have for me. It's just, like, what the fuck? Every day is, like, fucking hell, bro. And, like, everybody is just expecting me to just, like, keep marching through it. And, like, bro, like, I want to, but, like, what the fuck? And then you want me to, like, go to my Zen mode and then be able to, like, churn out some kind of, like, biblical proverb for you to, like, feel comforted by. And that's, like, I want to do it, but, like, it might take me a while, you know? Like, because I'm literally out here, like, dying. Like, all the time. And I'm about to fucking cry. I feel like everything like that. Alright. I can't stop it because it's a live stream. I don't want to stop. Okay, so the first card is the Magician. The Four of Cups in reverse. I'm, like, tweaking out all the time, bro. I'm, like, like never really that far away from tweaking. I don't know if like this is an energy that you're in right now. I would hope that like I'm not like bringing that to you and you don't have any of this of yourself. Cause I would feel bad. But literally I was talking about like Shadow Wizard Money Gang, right? So there could be things about what it means for you to be the goat of your life that just like, you know, you do have to carry burden and it's like your cross to bear. So maybe some advice coming in is like, don't judge yourself too much for what your cross is, because chances are you're not the only one carrying a cross or even that cross, and maybe there's value even in just being seen carrying the cross, you know? Like, for example, like, and that, okay, I'm trying to think of how I can explain this. I don't know why I'm getting like this example of like being in a grocery store and then like maybe you see like another mom and her kid and how she like corrects her kid, and then, you know, you're not judging her because that's not your kid and like you don't know that relationship, but you're like, okay, well my mom might have done it like this instead, or like, oh, that's the same way that my mom, you know, it's like a if you like, I think that there's examples or like opportunities in life right now for you to see into the world from like a newer way or like a bigger way or a greater way or a stronger way. Could be coming from like unlikely sources or like spontaneous or like unexpected like events, right? Like I mentioned how I'm like never that like far from tweaking, so you could be crashing out a little, like especially if there's a situation like triggering you that's like sensitive, like in your soft spot or something. And if this isn't like tweaking out, like if it isn't like I'm crashing out like destroying, it could be like I'm feeling motivated to create or like initiate. So it just kind of feels like if there was a fire, it's like getting bigger because you're like feeding it more. Like motivation coming in, like revival, like phoenix from the ashes kind of thing. Like an energy drink, like a Monster energy drink. Like look for like whatever this is or could be for you, right? Because everyone's thing is different. Like some people are like, I want a runner's high, so I'm gonna go jog. And some people are like, you know, I really like chocolate and I want to sit in front of the TV and watch like shitty TV or like drama and like eat. So like whatever the thing is that like refreshes you or like revitalizes you, making time for that could be part of the way that you get some of these like tidbits, Easter eggs that are gonna guide you through the energy that you're maneuvering through. Because you could be like me and like you're functional but you're still like emotional. So, you know, there could be, I think we just recently had a full moon, so like there could be some still amplified energy lingering for you, because maybe like the full moon like gave you a problem and now you're still figuring out how to fix it, or like whatever, you're still in like the falling action of whatever has occurred. King of Pentacles in reverse. So the situation is kind of highlighting where you might feel insecure, unstable, conservative even, and like I don't know, I mean I guess depending on who you are that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but there's actions that you can take, I think, to help you put yourself in the position to receive what you want, or just like have the outcome or like build the reality that you want. So like an example of this, like in politics recently, it's like Trump has office, so now he can rename Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America. He's like, I'm taking advantage of my authority and predominance materially, and maybe I'm like being self-interested also with the King of Pentacles here in the reverse. Like maybe I'm being self-interested. Like maybe people don't understand why am I taking the actions that I'm taking. Maybe like some of that pressure, that spiritual warfare is coming from people who don't understand my process or like what it takes for me to do what I do. So like there could be a lack of patience from other people around you. Like if you're collaborating with people, like they could be like, you know, like what the fuck, like what are you doing? Because they don't know you or like what's going on for you or how you do what you do. So you could be picking up on like pressure from that. Like that will make sense. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a good person. Like, you'll notice that I'm not. So when you notice that, just know it's because I'm not. And I'm trying to be like transparent about the fact that like, you know, like I'm not saying don't trust me or anything, but like I'm an objective analysis. Like I analyze things. That's all I really do. I'm just objective. I just see it, you know, and I observe it and I know it and I understand it and I break it down and then I tell it. So it's not really like important for me to be good or bad. I just need to be good at like seeing. So, you know, if you see in the background I'm like yelling at my dog, it's because my dog needs to be yelled at. I'm not like an excessive yeller. You've never seen that before. This guy is just fucking like and I just don't know like how else to cope with it. Okay, so yeah, I just don't know how else to cope with it. Temperance in reverse. There could be, you know, situations in your life that are asking you to have more patience with them. Like, and you know, I think of like the things in my life as being reflections of myself, and I think of this Chihuahua as kind of representing some of my own insecurities. So I don't really like to think about what makes me insecure, I guess, sometimes. Like I'm an avoidant type of person, so I'm big on like just running away from stuff. So this could be a time when you can't do that. And you're like negatively consequenced when you do. So you have to like really stay at the wheel of your life and make sure that you're keeping yourself at the wheel of your life and not letting yourself run away from things that maybe, dude, if I could throw shit at this guy, I would. Yeah, keep yourself like at the wheel. Like don't fall asleep at the wheel. I mentioned Monster Energy, right? So you know Monsters Inc. Like when they're doing like the pregame, like, and Mike is like talking Sully up to like, you know, go scare some kids. You might need to like figure out what your routine is to keep yourself like in the mode to go out and get it, whatever that means. And however you like need to, you see how we never had like barking problems before this Chihuahua somehow entered my home? I like having quiet pets. Yeah, this guy drives me insane. But yeah, in some ways, like what was in the dark could be coming to light just because like it can't remain hidden. Like give this like video for example, like, you know, like if any of you were like under the impression that I was someone who had like a lot of patience for like things like that, now you know that I don't, and it's only because now you're witnessing me in new variables under new contexts, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that you have to judge me, right? Like you just know now you have more information in your data feed about what kind of person I am and what I'm bringing to the table, and that should tell you like whatever it needs to tell you about what you need to see in me that might be in you, or could have been a reflection of something else, or you know, because I don't have to be a reflection of you. I could be a reflection of like your mother or your boss or your relationship with your job. You know, like maybe you're new at your job and your boss, like you keep fucking up at your you keep fucking up, and then your boss is like, well dude, I'm not like gonna get rid of you, but like, you know, tighten up or like something like that, like, you know, whatever. right now he's on the porch because I woke up this morning and then my living room smelled like shit because he had literally just like shitted and like all in the cage overnight. Like I went to sleep, it was cool, and then I woke up and then it's just shit everywhere. So like made my house smell bad, and now he's outside. So the door's open, I can literally see him, he can see me. We're okay, he's fine. He's just outside. Cause I don't know. For me, I have really bad anger issues. So I don't know if like that's something that like you can relate to, but this is like I feel like a saint right now because he's just outside and I haven't really like I didn't really get mad. He's just away from me. So yeah. Um and be aware of like not only yourself but then how other people could have like responses to their emotions, especially if you're dealing with masculine type energies and you're having any kind of like collaboration with those kind of forces, because like the people or places or things in your life that are providing, they don't like either they have like given it to you or they haven't. So like it's that kind of thing. It's like either it's there because it's like a tangible kind of a thing. So it's like either it's there or it's not. And if it's not there, then it's not there. And if it is there, then it is there. So like don't trip about like what you can do to make someone else do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? So like keep yourself internally regulated by making sure that you're only focusing on what you can control. And don't drive yourself crazy about what you have no hand in, like whatever, like let it go. Because like you might end up overly exhausting yourself trying to like look out for something that you can't look out for or anticipate something that you can't anticipate. Like, you know? I would say also probably try to like ground yourself more in what's already going well for you and how you're already maybe like even favored or privileged. So show gratitude to those who deserve to receive that. Even if that's just like God, Jesus type thing. Okay. So, I mean, you said that you wanted like a general reading. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much like a general vibe. We only talked for like 20 minutes. So I kind of want to keep going a little bit more. But I got to figure out what we're going to say or talk about. Usually your diaries are like, oh, I think this is a study of self, right? I don't know. I usually I do diaries and they're like love bugs, but I don't think that you got a love bug. You got a study of self. Okay. So that's the opening energy. I want to mention we have Virgo and Gemini and then Sagittarius, which is like mutable energy, all of those. And then we also have Taurus, King of Pentacles. So like this is, to me, looks like you're in a practical energy. And I like that it's Sagittarius here and not like a like Aries or Leo energy as much because it's more wise. Like Sagittarius is the sage and it's educated. So you might really like right now, like you could play to your strengths, and your strengths would be like your mind and your ability to like communicate. Like recently I've been working on some like graphic design. So like translating information into packages that look good or representing a brand well. Like I don't know if you are like some kind of representative, but you might even want to like spend some time revamping something. It could even be like your own wardrobe or like how you present yourself in the new year. Like I've been like looking into politics and all of that. And there are some newer politicians who have like changed their look, whether that's like actually in their style or in their policy and how they like enforce it or plan to enforce it under new administration. So I talked before about like people not understanding like what it means for you to be you. So in whatever positions of authority or like leadership you have, it's a good chance you could be like criticized for either like a stubbornness or like what looks like a, like over flexibility in boundaries. So it kind of like it's like this energy of like you can't win either way. So whatever position you take, just take the one that like, you know, makes the most sense to you, that you can stand on over the long term. Like, you know, like not that you can never change your mind. I think people should like, you know, change more, honestly. But you know, it's cool to just like be where you are and change your mind if you need to. But I don't really know that you have to worry a lot about like explaining yourself. I think you're the kind of person who like walks the talk in some way, so people maybe already know where to pin you. If there is any like relevancy to like politics here, like, or like it doesn't have to even be politics. It could be like a career hierarchy, you know, like just even amongst peers. I feel like you look like someone who is like competent, skilled, like technically, or like someone who has assets, like rewards for what they have invested. So like it's not your first time, like you're coming into whatever you do with some kind of like maturity. Okay. What else for Savannah? I gotta find some more inspiration for speech. And that's really what I use these cards for. It's like I can talk. It's just it's nice to have inspiration for speech. I'm gonna use the Citadel. I kind of feel like, you know, people are relevant here. I've been watching Scandal to fill my time while I was working on that graphic design project. It was work that was referred to me from my dad, so I had to put priority on it because the deadline is tomorrow, and she's publishing a spring moon phase journal. So, you know, like a lot of stuff in my life has been going crazy, but it's been important for me to prioritize things how I have. So, there could be like, and it's interesting that your name is literally Savannah because I'm moving back with my dad, and Savannah is a city in Georgia, and that's where he lives. Georgia, not Savannah, but. And I'm moving there, like, and when I do, like, I have to, like, leave a lot behind. Like, I can't bring any of my furniture or, like, nothing. Like, just what I can kind of carry with me on the bus. So, you know, it's, like, a loss of stuff. A loss of stuff as I'm being kind of, like, moved forward. And, the card after the King of Pentacles in reverse is Temperance in reverse, and Temperance is like the Guardian Angel card. So whatever you are losing, I think that it's safe to say that you're capable of getting it back, and that's something that I already know. Like I'm like complaining about like leaving my stuff behind, but like I've left my stuff behind like so many times. Like, you know, like it's moving out, like, and not having things and having to start over is something that I'm like accustomed with doing. Like I've done it like my entire life as I've moved. So I don't have attachment to things or like events in my life. Like things happen and I am just a witness of those things that happen. And like the first card that you're coming out with is this like huge eyeball guy. So I feel like you're similar. Like you're encouraged to try to be similar, where you aren't like holding on too tightly to anything. And so things can move because you do want energy to move, and energy is it's hard for it to move if you're overly attached to it. Especially imagine like if you're like perceiving a situation incorrectly, and then you're attached to that incorrect perception, and then new information comes in to make you the wiser, and then you're not even then ready to, you know, receive that because you're attached to your perception that's incorrect and false. So, I mean, I feel like there are situations in life right now that are coming in to be like, hey, here's where you could be, you know, a little false. And how do you respond to that? Like, how do you... Because like I mentioned all these like mutable energies, like how do you mutate to adapt? You could be like mutating, like X-Men first class or something. We have the wise one. It was in the reverse. Tradition and order. Storyteller. Viewpoints and control. It was also in the reverse. Embarrassment is not real, by the way. It's all about like the story that you're telling about yourself. So when you are like experiencing something, maybe even like publicly, that's like embarrassing, like you're telling a lot, not in like what you're saying, but like also how you behave about the situation that's embarrassing. You know, like how do you posture yourself to remain in control? And I think people are like, I don't know if you've recently been in a social situation where people maybe even witnessed other people trying to like poke at you or like, you know, like make you feel a way. But I think you like have some kind of like good response to like poking. Like some people are trying to poke the bear because in the reverse, and then you're like taking control of the narrative through the positioning of your own hands. I'm trying to think of like an example of how you could do that. Like, you know, like a person who like does something wrong and then instead of feeling shame about it, they make it their personality. Like they like make you know them as that thing, that they are maybe even insecure about themselves, but like they're not like hiding it, like they bring it to the forefront instead. I think you might have one of those kinds of like responses, and I think people find that to be wise about you, but I think that like it's unexpected at the same time. How you respond to like attacks or like humiliation, things that would like embarrass people with like a lot of pride. But like I said, like because you are like this witness type person, like you're just the eyeball, the magical eyeball. Um like you don't care, and you're also like having this like guardian angel type perspective, so like you're above it anyways. Like I think people were like expecting me to be embarrassed about like the fact that I picked up like furniture like off of the road because I didn't have any furniture, and my neighbors were like getting rid of their furniture, and like I wanted it, so I just took it, and like I think that they know that I took it. And I think there was like a little like you had to take my furniture because you don't have any furniture, but like I don't give a fuck, like if you're throwing away furniture and I need furniture, I'm gonna come and get that shit. So like how could I feel embarrassed about it? And so when I don't like accept like any kind of like, you know, shame, then they have to like, they're pushing it out, so they have to take it back in, you know, in some other way. That's the only way it goes. So when you, depending on like how you respond to people is how you maintain control. So I don't know if you've ever like read books like The 48 Laws of Power or The Art of Seduction. Like these could be good places to like become inspired on how to maneuver through life with some of this like Max Payne prestige. Because I think that, you know, whatever you could learn about life or whatever or strategy could really help you. Maybe even like in social networking kind of spheres, which you could be like attracting more of as you become more solidified in your essence or like your job role or whatever. Like you could start, I could see you being like the kind of person who like goes to places to represent people, like on behalf of them, or like you could be a liaison or like something like administrative maybe kind of thing, because you're like the guy who like has the knowledge about the things, orchestrates even the things that need to be done from like above. Yeah, merchant. This is Libra energy. Like you're the controller of the scales, self-worth and trade. So aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. So don't let your like obstacles scare you, right? Like even opposition can be good. Like there was like this one point where I had like a mini beef with my neighbors. I'm gonna keep talking about it because it's like a lot of life lessons there. But like they have like I don't even know how many kids they have, but like there's this one I think specifically that like shot basketballs in the street, and like whatever he would do it, I would like go and like kind of like just like posture, like kind of like post up, like because that's like, you know, what I know to do and how I know to be. So I go and like post up and I'm like posturing, and he's like post up, he's posturing, and we're doing our thing, right? But we do this like back and forth, and in doing this we have like this effect on each other where we're like on some level like encouraging each other to grow, but through like kind of being opposites. But like you kind of need someone to be the opposite in order for you to have someone to like bounce up against. So I enjoy when I find opposites in the world because I like to grow and I like to bounce up against things that are gonna push me faster, like give me more of a reason to commit to my direction, you know? So there could be some stuff like that coming up, or like you have a beef but it's a good beef, like you should like fight with this person, or you should like, you know, have whatever altercation there is, because it's a platform for like whatever it is to unlock like next. Yeah. It's okay to like have those experiences, see them as what they are, and then like just let them go. Like you don't have to hold a grudge for like forever. but like notice like even how you're encouraged to let go of grudges, like some that you already have had, you know. Thank you guys for saying happy Valentine's Day to me. Thank you. I'm sitting alone in my house all day today, but yay. Thank you for hanging out in the chat. Yeah, supporting me. It feels good. It feels good. Yeah. And okay, I need to figure out how I'm gonna close this reading. Okay, bear with me. I want to use like one more deck. I just don't know which one's gonna be. I'm gonna use the Animal Apothecary. That reminds me, bro, what I need to do after this. I think I need to add apothecary slides to that graphic design. Dude, I'm hungry again all the time. Going to the club and dancing your ass off. Do I have any plans, dude? No, I don't know anybody or go anywhere. But that sounds really fun. And I can't wait until I do go places and know people. I'm going back to Atlanta, so like I already know where the underground spots are. I used to be over there and like do stuff, and I used to go to open mics, so you know, maybe I'll do that again. But you know, it's been a while since I've been around people who look like me. It's like, you know, I feel like I got like fucking, I don't know, bro. I gotta do something. I gotta do something. Thanks. She has yellow eyes. My baby. I love her. Black and yellow, black and yellow. And I think I actually have a bumblebee, Ow, why are you scratching me? I have a feather. If you do that, I'm gonna have to drop you. Stop. Dude, Bumblebee's leg fell off. Where the fuck did Bumblebee's leg go? Dude, this is the worst. Stop. I'm trying to leave me. Stop trying to leave me. You'll never be able to leave me. Bumblebee. Okay. So whoa, whoa, whoa. Hurricane Katrina. How does it change about to go through feelings of Barbie? You can tell us about new change. I can't read it anymore. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. The change feels crazy. I don't know if you can literally hear it, but the wind is blowing, and we just had rain in the desert. Yesterday it was like a lot of rain. Whoa, my cat just slapped my dog in the face. Why? Okay, he's here now. Do you guys want to say hey? Say hey, party people. Party people. Closing guidance. I don't know why I got so silly all of a sudden. Silliness levels at the top of the charts. I got a question. Are you really silly? Really silly? Yes. Watermelon. 'Cause I'm feeling the breeze. Self-worth. Self-love. Self-value. Self-respect. What's my favorite dessert? Dude, I don't even really have a sweet tooth, honestly. I like brownies though, and key lime pie and cheesecake. Cheesecake, I like cheesecake. Cheesecake. And also apple pie. And croissants. I don't know. That's not like a. Is that a dessert? And cinnamon rolls. Maybe like engaging in a little bit of like, you know, I don't know if hedonism is the word. I'm a Taurus stellium. Maybe you could call me a hedonist. But like comfort food or like things that make you feel good. Engaging with that could be helpful if it keeps your spirits up. Especially if you have been struggling to like keep your head above water. Sacred boundaries in reverse. Got a question. Claim your power. And then transformation, the phoenix energy, like I said before. Like I literally have burnt hands. So the illusion, and then I was like, well, I don't know if I really can't do it or if it's just like how I feel about shit right now. So you might need to like get through a forest, you know, like navigate. But if you're in a forest, you're gonna get out of that forest because you know how to get out of that forest. You just kind of like need to, it's like you versus to solve the like internal problems that you're having about pulling your head out of your ass in whatever ways that might need to happen, but also like seeing things clearly as they are and accepting like as things as they are. And I think, you know, like not all these things are like bad things to accept. Like some of the things that you can accept are like love from other people, right? Because this is like Valentine's Day, and I was like getting those comments from you guys in the live chat. So it's like, you know, you guys like actually like have a relationship with me that I have no idea about. Like I don't know who each of you are and how you know me or what you're coming to this live with, right? So maybe I'm even underestimating my significance in the lives of those that I'm influencing. But maybe this is the time when you start to see how even like the little guys are playing their part and how significant, you know, bees are to like world pollination. Like what happens when there's no bees? If we kill the bees, then what? So like, you know, and that could be a thing, right? Because like before, like I think Trump was like we're gonna get rid of TikTok, right? But then like Barron's like, oh wait, but the youth, right? And then he's like, oh you're right, we can't like have them hating us. So there could be like this thing where like you're experimenting with variables like in your own life under your own control. Like you could be noticing like, hey, I kind of want to change this over here, but then if I do that, you know, like what story am I telling here without even like trying to, or you know, like what is the shadow that's like behind my actions, or like what evidence am I leaving behind, or what, I don't know, like I don't where I'm going with that exactly, but you know, there could be something about like just getting more perspective, because you're like in the position now to be able to see things with a greater level of depth, or like with new levels of nuance, or like your eyes have been forced open in some kind of way. Yeah, maybe even learning to have tolerance for like different kinds of things that normally you wouldn't, and that being like good and productive, karmically rewarding over the long term. Okay, so yeah, that is this reading. I'm done now. I'm going to end it. Thank you for being in the chat. See you later. Bye.